third year here at Beechwood. Coming in my first year, new into an elementary school, and seeing the differences between an elementary school library and a high school library were very different. My concern at the time was the use of the library. We often would have the library closed, the lights would be off, groups wouldn't be in here. We would still have student visits to come and take library books out with our parent volunteers during the week. But my concern was about the space being used. We're a particularly small school. We don't have a lot of rooms available to do other things other than teaching in the classroom. So my vision became of the library is to be using it more. And from that, we then looked at it being a multi-purpose and multi-function space and room that could be used both for students to come in and enjoy the books in the library and to take books out and be excited to come for that, but also to have the teachers to have the option to come in and use the space for projects, for group work, for presentations, for a number of different things during the school day to make a better use of this space. The vision for the library as well is making it accessible to the teachers and the members of staff to use as a common space to encourage learning and to open up new opportunities and ideas for our students as well. My vision is that we have a space where we'll be bringing in some more computers, so we're really tying it in with the use of our computer lab and going in a different direction with that as well. So we'll have computers in here, we have Chromebooks where teachers can come and use it for activities of shared collaboration using the technology. We also want to use it for our groups. We bring in clubs, we bring in activities, we have guest speakers and presenters that come in and use this space. We've put things, our bookshelves on wheels, so we have mobility, so it's a flexible area, we can move the tables around, and I try to encourage the staff that it doesn't need to go back in the same way it was the day before. We can use it for whatever purpose. So between now and the summer, we're going to be looking at buying some multi-purpose, multi-function furniture, chairs which are more suitable for the children to be using, bringing the technology, a bit of decoration and painting going on in here as well. Although it's very colourful, it's very lively. We just want to kind of refresh things a little bit to kind of symbolise the new use of the space of the library. And I would love to have it done, by the first few weeks of the school year. But other things take over, and to put the time of investment into purchasing and ordering and visiting other schools to see what good work they've done in adapting their libraries as well. That's been a thing that takes my time to go and visit other schools either outside or during the school day to see some of the unique things that they have going on. I'm not trying to reinvent anything. I'm looking to see the positive things from other school libraries in our school board and take some of those aspects that work for us in here with the physical space we have. One of the big things for me is I still want it to remain as a library where the kids can come and be excited to look at the books and take books out, but also to use it for teachers. So to see multiple groups of students working independently or with other adults in the building, that's a positive thing when I walk past the room and see it being used with the intention of what I have for it. I like this space, and the parents, when they come to visit the school for the first time, they have a sense of feel and community in our building, and the library is a big part of that. So for that to develop and maintain here is really important. So I want to keep the positive aspects here and build in things that we can use and need. I don't see the necessity in changing a space just because that's the direction that people think they should be going in. It needs to work for us, for my staff and my students in this building. So I guess I have a vision which I've shared with my staff for the library and going forward. And I've also shared that, which I think is important with the community, with our parents. Our home and school and our parent volunteers are very strongly involved in our library and in our school as volunteers. Our library wouldn't function without them. So making sure that they understand what direction we're going in as well, because there can be concerns when we're weeding through books or when we're moving things around or making changes. There can be some anxiety to those changes as well. The same for the teachers and same for the staff. So sharing that vision and understanding that there's flexibility in how we're going forward, and we're going to look at our needs and work within that. That's an important thing for me. Working with Debbie in terms of coordinating with our parent volunteers. Debbie's here not that often, which is unfortunate. We'd love her to be here more often during the week. But when she is, she has a good line of communication with our parent volunteer coordinator, who does an amazing job. And just making sure that everyone is on the same page and everyone understands what direction we're going in is really important for me. And there's really been buy-in from that. Some anxiety about changes, but making sure that we have the common message that our books remaining, the students are still going to have access to take home the literature and to be able to read with their parents at home is really important. You know, that's a positive thing, that the library is being used more. I would like to see, you know, more project-based work or more activities, more creative activities being done outside of the classroom in the library. But there has to be a certain comfort level for the teachers there to be able to step out of their classroom and see the library as that space as well. So I think once we make some more physical changes in here, changing some of the furniture, moving a few things around in the library, that might aid that, and that might help going forward in the future. But there's been certain buy-in from the teachers, absolutely. You have to look at what your needs are, what your staff want. I could create a space in this building that could be, you know, high-tech 21st century and full of a lot of interesting and engaging things, but if my staff are not going to use it and my students aren't going to experience it, then it's a waste of time. So you have to really look at what your needs are in your school, the space that you have, budget. That's an important thing as well. We're fortunate that our home and school has been able to fundraise and finance some of the additions that we've made in here and are going to do in the future. So that's an important thing, and how much time you have and how you work with your staff and your librarian and your parent volunteers to move things forward in the right direction. But it's not something that needs to be done kind of in one shot. You can move slowly and evaluate how you're moving forward with your library.